Welcome to the Veterans Cafe podcast, where we talk about issues surrounding veterans and soldiers, as well as current events in the world. We're your hosts, Wes
and Tracy.
All right, welcome to another episode of the Veterans Cafe podcast. Tracy, what is your New Year's resolution?
Okay, I have two. This is like a two for going on for New Year's. I'm not generally a huge, believer in New Year's resolutions because a lot of people work out, and I'm kind of like, oh, you could start a diet plan and a workout plan. It doesn't have to be Monday, so I'm not one of those people. But as of late, went to the dentist recently. I haven't been flossing as well as I should. I went through this really painful process. I actually bought a water pick, so I never have feel pain again. So aside from flossing my teeth, right, taking better care of my teeth, that's like a huge thing. I'm going to do that. The other thing I want to do is I want to reach out to veterans, which is why, we have the podcast going, right? Because we just want to help. We just want everybody to know we're here. But I'm also, since I've been traveling so much with the Army and combat camera, I'm very grateful for it. But since I've been so busy with the Army, my civilian photography business hasn't been as busy. So I'm actually decided to go back into personal training, which is something I did full time for years. So really, really long rambling thing of what I'm going to do.
We've just come full circle because basically you were like, I don't want to say that I'm going to work out because that's what everybody says. However, I'm basically going to again change my profession to working out. That's what it's coming down to. And look, just to be honest, there's 150 million
I'm making
people.
A white face right now.
There's 150 million people out there that are going to say, I'm going to work out. After January 1st, I'm going to start working out, going to get that gym membership and everything. And then, of course, 10 million stick with it or something.
Well, most people survive the first 2 weeks. I used to work in gyms full time, right? So I used to see this wave of people, and they would irritate me. Because they would, waste time and waste space. They take my parking, you know what I mean? They would take my favorite squat racks or what have you, and then they would just give up and leave. But as a personal trainer, of course, that's something that, I did for years and I loved it. And I will still continue my civilian photography business. I'm just going to put more of a focus back into it. So I'm probably not even going to start till the summer, but I know I'm rambling, but that's just me. But so aside from flossing, I'm actually going to offer and the water pick is awesome, by the way. I've used it 4 times already, just since yesterday. So I'm probably going to have new dental problems because I'm overusing the water pick. But
it'd be weathering. Somebody would be like, your teeth are weathering. There's meandering happening with your teeth.
So awesome though. But so since my husband and I started this because we want to help veterans, I'm going to offer free nutrition advice and free workout plans for everyone who contacts us, because I just feel like it's the right thing to do, and it's something I'm getting back to in the summer anyway. So there you have it, flossing, the water pick, right? And then if you are interested in any kind of nutritional advice or workout plans, definitely let me know. Especially because, oh my gosh, we live in a day and age where workout plans and nutrition plans are everywhere. And not all of them are good, but they're still everywhere. There are a few that are good. So anyway, there you go. There's my resolution.
You know what my resolution is?
Nope.
To work out.
So silly.
No, we would really like to start doing this thing more, I think. That's probably my biggest one.
The podcast?
We really need to stick with this thing a little bit more. So I think we need to set a goal here. We need to set a goal, and now we're doing a podcast. We need to say it publicly.
Oh no!
This is what we're gonna do.
Well, the only challenge is I travel, so that's the only challenge. So we just have to kind of realize I was very lucky and I traveled a lot. Hopefully, I get to travel again. So that's the only problem is just when I travel.
Yeah, but that shouldn't stop us from doing more of these, though. I mean,
okay. Are you gonna throw a number out there?
No, I was waiting for you to throw a number, so that way, if we don't do it, I can say, well, you were wrong about your number.
Well, we did.
I'm planning ahead. That's strategic planning right there.
That's somebody who's been married for a long time. That's what that is. But, so for the year that we are, the year that we're just ending, right, 2015, we did what? This will be 16, so How sad is that? We did 16 an entire calendar year. So I'm saying, you with me? We double?
32.
What do you think for 2016?
Yeah, I think we should definitely shoot for that. But on a consistent basis, too. We'll try and actually pick like an actual release date and everything so we can stick with it consistently. And we won't just put out one on the 29th and one on the 30th and be like, see, we put out 2 in 1 month.
And we actually have these like fancy microphones. Hopefully you can notice the difference.
Yes.
The sound.
A way we decided to motivate ourselves was we slightly upgraded our equipment, which we're actually incredibly excited about. So we're sorry. So speaking of New Year's resolutions, you know who else has one?
Who?
The Army. You know what they said?
The Army that I know and love?
Yes, the Army that you know and love. They said that what they're going to do for the new year is they're going to conduct they already conducted the study. I mean, the study's been going on already. But what they're going to try and do is provide us with new MREs. And they conducted a study. Yes, they conducted a study, and they made some poor group of, how many was it? Let's see. It was like 36 volunteers.
Oh, no. Poor folks.
Made them eat nothing but MREs for 21 days straight.
That's just so unhealthy. That's
This
like
is
that
basically
McDonald's
the
thing.
Super Size Me.
Yes. Oh, no. I haven't heard
This is the Super Size Me of the Army, and it just happened. To see what the health effects are on soldiers, and they were like measuring their gut health, their nutrients, what type of... Anyways, for 21 days, these soldiers had to eat nothing but MREs. I mean, that's pretty rough.
Hopefully they're at least active.
You mean active duty?
No,
Or-
I mean like physically active.
Hopefully it was those poor active duty bastards.
No. Like physically active every day. Because, there's so many calories in those things.
Surely they had to have been.
I hope
Otherwise,
so.
they would have all done the 21-day program
And
and
then
then
failed
subsequently, subsequently been part of the weight loss program that the Army has. So,
Oh, and I haven't heard this.
Yeah.
Wow.
so at least the Army is finally starting to come around and come up with some better nutrition and fitness stuff.
Well, I think I've shared this story before. I mean, certainly you're my husband, you've heard this, but I think I've shared this on the podcast. I'm not sure, but I'm newer. I've been in the Army just 6 years now. March is like officially 6 years, and one of the humanitarian missions that we went to was what was it? It was Haiti. Yes, it was Haiti, and there were a lot of starving dogs everywhere. And we all sit in our little circles, when we have our break. And from being engineers, we were like all exhausted with the roofs and everything. And we would have our MREs, right? And being a newer soldier, especially at that point, honestly, I thought some of them were pretty tasty. Anyway, so like we heated up our little MREs, and we're all like in a little circle, chit chatting, life's great, what have you. And there's like all these starving dogs everywhere. Like you could clearly see the ribs. And so we decided to give them some food. And they completely didn't recognize food, so they wouldn't eat anything of our MREs. That was like the big red flag for me of,
Maybe they did
What am I
recognize
eating?
food. They realized that MREs aren't food.
well, they didn't eat a single thing. It was
Like nothing, like not even like real food.
No, they didn't eat anything in our MREs. They wouldn't eat like
Well,
any
you
of the
keep
bread.
saying MRE. I mean,
I know. But I'm just saying, like, I was all guzzling down. Like, I don't remember what. There was, like, a pasta that I was obsessed with. And then there was, like, the chili mac that I was obsessed with. And there was, like, all these, like, heated up things that we would give them. And they were like, no. They would smell it and walk away. It was it's a pretty significant moment in my life, actually, when I was like, what is in these things?
I have to say, I've had some, like, long field stints and stuff like that. And even like during the invasion in Iraq, we went a good bit of time before we started getting like hot chow or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But we still found ways to eat something else. Like in the field, even if we were out in the field for 2 to 3 weeks,
Mm-hmm.
they would, sometimes most of the time they'd bring us like hot breakfast or something.
Yeah.
And during the invasion, we were they eventually allowed us to start like buying food off the locals and stuff like that, which
Yeah.
we did. Everybody spent a ton of money doing it. So I don't think that I don't really think I've actually gone 21 straight days eating nothing but MREs.
Well, there's no way on earth that I did either. And even to this point, even with all the traveling that I'm lucky enough to do, I travel with what? I take like jars of peanut butter, right? And then I have bananas like from everywhere I go. I find bananas, and then I have like the tuna packs, and yeah. I can't imagine eating MREs for 21 days and nothing else to eat. Did they get paid extra?
You know, I was just thinking, you know, that's what's worse is they were active duty soldiers, so they were probably voluntold to do it.
Probably. Oh,
no, they don't get paid extra. When do you ever get paid extra to do something in the Army?
I'm just saying, that's true. I was just wondering.
I've never heard of a single Army program where they're like, listen, we have a little something for you to try out. Do you want to get paid? That doesn't happen. They probably didn't even tell them. They probably didn't even. They probably just went to the soldiers and they were like, listen, we need you to volunteer for something really important. Absolutely, Sergeant. No problem.
I wonder.
Good luck.
I wonder if we'll ever get the story from the soldiers, I mean.
This could be the next serial podcast. What happened? What happened with these soldiers eating MREs for 21 days straight?
That's so interesting.
Yeah.
Well, I do like the idea of, you know, the Army trying to do something different. Like, I'm obsessed with the black socks for PT. I went out and I bought us ridiculously expensive socks. I'm really excited to do PT again in Army uniform with our black socks. I mean, things like that. Like, the newer uniforms I'm excited about. I could not stand what we all wore for 11 years. I couldn't stand that. And of course, you know, goes without saying, you know, all the changes that are happening in 2016 are pretty amazing for females in the Army. And I'm looking forward to seeing how that's actually going to roll out. I mean, you know, there aren't any double standards. You know, if the females can do it in infantry, then they can do it, you know. So I'm excited for that. I don't know. I think 2016 is going to be very interesting for us and for the Army. And, you know, since we're always looking for people that want to help veterans, you know, we stumbled across a group that we were very lucky enough to actually interview. And So speaking of New Year's resolutions, you know, and talking about how we can get out there and help veterans do things, my wife just randomly found this group on Facebook, right? Because I'm obsessed with social media.
One of their pages got shared. So, so we ended up finding this group, and by accident, or I say group, but it's really just a couple right now. You know,
it's a couple. He's a veteran.
Yeah, he's a veteran, and she's a nurse, I think, an RN. And so they're just getting started, and they're actually about to be given their nonprofit status,
like legally. Yes.
Yeah.
Like officially.
So they started this great organization that helps out veterans, and so it's just getting started now for them. And we actually had the opportunity to talk to them tonight. Their names are Corey and Matthew, and we'll put all kinds of information for you guys to reach out to them if you'd like to. But without further ado, here's the interview. Okay, so thank you guys for being on the show with us. This is Matthew and Corey of the Clothes for Joes organization. So thanks again for you guys being with us. Can you tell us a little bit about your organization?
Well, my husband is a veteran, and it actually, we actually didn't start out with it being an organization. We just started out that, you know, my husband came home and wanted to do a little bit for homeless veterans around our area for Christmas. So around Veterans Day, you know, we made a couple Facebook posts on our own pages and put out a couple flyers for donations, you know, if anyone had anything they wanted to give for, you know, a Christmas drive. And one of my husband's old teachers from his high school, her dad is a member of the board of the Honor Flight.
Oh, nice.
He asked if he could take a flyer to Texas Roadhouse. So with a week left of our Christmas drive, I guess you could say, Texas Roadhouse got involved, and we were able to gather 2 truckloads and 97 coats that we donated to homeless veterans. And then Texas Roadhouse decided to sponsor us, and you know, took care of all the.
That's just so ridiculously amazing.
They paid for a lawyer to get us a legalized charitable organization. So here within a week or so, people should be able to, you know, get tax forms to turn in at the end of the year for donations, kind of like Goodwill does. And they are taking care of flyers, and we had a friend that volunteered to do our website, and Texas Roadhouse actually paid to secure the website name. So it is www.clothesforjoes.org. And I do have to tell you, it is still majorly under construction, but
that's
within the
okay.
next week,
That's okay. Well,
it should be
well,
up and running.
my husband will tell you in a second when we're done with the interview, and we put it on iTunes and all that. He'll give you he'll share like a link to your site, and it looks like he was going to say something because I'm his wife, so I cut him off, of course. But
Yeah, that's our relationship.
yeah,
No, but it.
Happens from time to time.
I know we're always standing in the background, aren't we?
but you know what?
That way.
You belong in the background, right?
Oh my gosh! Here we go
I
with
prefer to
guest
keep
on
it
the
in
show.
background.
Well, it's funny.
I'm the bronze of the operation. She's the brain.
There you go. Right? You always need that.
Well,
balance.
so speaking of that, anyway, since you're kind of sitting in the background and you are the veteran of the couple, how exactly did you guys stumble upon this idea? Or I mean, was it just a complete accident, or did you how did this come about?
Well, I mean, I've had some friends in the past that fell upon some hard times or whatnot after they left the military and ended up being homeless or whatnot. And I mean, I've kept in contact with a few of those guys and everything. And I was just sitting there one day, and I came home, and I was just like, I really think we need to do something this year around the holidays to, benefit the homeless veterans in our area. I mean, there's so many of them up here around Fort Wayne and around Northeast Indiana. I mean, it's ridiculous. And I mean, I brought it to my wife's attention, and my wife's like, well, maybe, we can throw together some flyers and just try to see if, any of the family wants to help out in the cause, and see if maybe friends or neighbors want to help out and, donate some items or whatnot. And I took and made up some flyers and got some flyers together and everything. And I ended up getting my old high school involved in the fundraiser and everything. And, they were more than willing to be an anchor for it and everything or whatnot. And as soon as I went to my high school to start collecting some of the items or whatnot, I talked to one of my teachers. And my teacher comes up to me and says, I'd hand your flyer off to my dad. I hope it's not a problem or whatnot. And he wanted to take it into Texas Roadhouse and drop it off to Texas Roadhouse. So as soon as he did that, I got a phone call from him saying, that Texas Roadhouse is wanting to start collecting items out there and everything. And they put out in their monthly email, that that basically they were going to be collecting items there at Texas Roadhouse, and that folks could come in and donate and everything. And so about 2 weeks later, I ended up going and collecting items from Texas Roadhouse and getting everything secured from them, and took it off and dropped it off down at our local homeless veterans shelter that we have here in Fort Wayne. And about a couple days after that, I had a meeting with Texas Roadhouse, and they sat down with us and told us that they'd love to be our official sponsor on the program and everything, and they'd like to try and make it bigger along with us and see what we could do from there.
I was going to ask you, I don't know, is Texas Roadhouse, is it like an actual corporation, or is it just like a series of franchises? I don't know.
It's like a national chain, kind of like Applebee's.
Mm-hmm. So it's not like all franchises. So in essence, the entire like corporation is behind you. It's not just like how like.
Isn't it owned by Willie Nelson or something?
I have no idea.
I thought it was somebody like that.
No, I think it is franchises because
okay.
I'm pretty sure because the GM of our local Texas Roadhouse, because we have people contacting us from all over Indiana wanting to know if they can take things to their Texas Roadhouse. Mm-hmm. And so far, it's only the one in Fort Wayne.
Oh, okay. I was just curious. I mean, I can, of course, Google like everybody else. I was just curious as I was listening to you talk about just how amazing it is all coming out for you. And as far as like the help that you're getting from them, it just made me wonder how huge the potential could be, right? If you guess, I know that they're a chain and they're delicious, by the way, but it just, I'm very excited to where this potential can go for you and for just every veteran out there.
We have a woman who is deployed in Afghanistan right now who contacted me and is sending us donations from Afghanistan, mind you. We have people from South Carolina, and I just, my brain is just, going on, and I'm like, wouldn't it be great if, these people that are contacting me from other states and other cities, they have homeless veterans there too. So, what if one day we could have, a little group of Clothes for Joes in this city and this state? And I just, we're just blown away. We're speechless, walking goosebumps, just how much of an effect this is having. And it's just amazing.
That is super amazing. That especially that it's spread out across the country like that. So have you guys had any other small businesses or anything like, or have you guys approached any other businesses in preparation for, you said you guys are eventually going to be, you're attempting to become like a nonprofit. So have you had any other connections that you've made or?
Yeah, the paperwork for the nonprofit has been submitted about a week ago. We're just waiting for everything to come back so we can sign it. I'm not sure about other states and cities, but in Glenbrook Mall in Fort Wayne, Indiana, there's a store called Perfumania. And I know one of the guys that works there, and I happened to go in yesterday and just say, hey, Dave, did you happen to see or hear about da-da-da-da? And the owner of that little franchise was there. And he said, because I asked him if we could put a flyer up, he said, if you make smaller flyers, like 4 to a page, and cut them out, he's like, I'll put them in every bag out of every customer that purchases something. And then we have the tavern here in Convoy, Ohio, which is 20 minutes from Fort Wayne. It's, sounds Ohio, a different state, but it's really only 20 minutes. They said, we'll put flyers up, and we could even give gift cards for homeless veterans to come and eat for free. And some of the local VFWs are willing to let us use their place as a drop-off point. And so, yeah, we're working on it. But right now, we're just trying to get our name out there. And, because I feel like the more people that know about it and are aware, the more help we're going to get to our veterans in need.
Yeah, most definitely, which is why I found you on Facebook. I'm a huge fan of social media, and my personal civilian business for photography started with social media. So when I saw your story on Facebook, somebody shared it. It wasn't and then that of course led me to your page, and then of course I'm a girl, so I'm like Facebook stalking you, so I got all the information. But and then of course it led me to the news article, and then I of course contacted my husband because you have a very similar. It sounds like you have a very similar vision of what we want to do. Is we just want to help veterans in any way that we can, and we were eager to reach out to you and of course help you spread your name and get you out there, because that of course is going to help more veterans. So if we can help in any way down the road, definitely feel free to reach back to us.
Yeah, and speaking of it, I know you guys said that you have a website that's being built and it's on its way and everything. So up and until that is completed and ready, what are the best ways for people to get in touch with you or make donations or anything like that? Is there like an email address or a phone number or anything like that where they can get in touch with you?
Right. They can go on Clothes for Joes on Facebook, and then my email is Cori, Cori, Maple, MAPLE, @gmail.com. They can get a hold of us there, and my husband's phone number is 260-418-5302, and my email is Maple, MAPLE, Matthew, MATTHEW, 317 @gmail.com. So, and our website, you can get to it now. If you go to that website, you can definitely get to it. It's just still under construction, and there's a donate button, but until we get our actual number for our nonprofit organization, we don't have anything set up because it's strictly for the organization. We don't want it linked to us in any way.
Yeah, you don't want to be like that other organization that.
No, for sure, and we'll definitely, if you guys feel comfortable with it, we'll link to your emails, and we'll link to your. If you want, we can post your phone number, and we'll also link to the website too, so we can make sure that we can try and drive as many people there as we can.
Oh yeah, right. And then we could possibly make whenever you feel like your website is ready, we could probably just link it to our website too. We can do like a friends of or something like that.
Okay. Yeah,
because it's just all about traffic. That's all it's about. It's just about making sure you get hits. Yeah.
It is. So our next drive is the 17th through 24th. And at Texas Roadhouse, we're collecting gently used backpacks, new socks and underwear, coats, hats, gloves, clothes, toiletry items. What we're hoping to do is collect enough items that we can conduct a stand down, and that's, where we could get the word out to all homeless liaisons of veterans here, in Allen County, and depending on how many donations we get, we could even go to surrounding counties. But what would happen is we would set up at a location, and the veteran would get a backpack as they walk in, and then they would be able to go from table to table and take items that they need. That way we're not just getting a bunch of things, here you go, here's 97 coats, and there's only 40 people that live at this homeless shelter. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, definitely. That's pretty smart.
So that's what we're hoping to do. We do not have a location for that event yet. It's kind of, we're having this drive to kind of see where we're at. And then Texas Roadhouse is offering us storage for any items that we collect until we have enough to do the stand down. And then we're also having a 31 online party, the 31 bags. I don't know if you've heard of them, but
no, I haven't, but that's okay.
A friend I went to high school with, she is a consultant for them, and she gets 25% commission for everything sold. She's giving all but 3% to us. So that money is going straight to the veterans as well. Okay. So people that are out of state, if they, 17th through 24th, there will be that event. If you would like to shop online and go for the bags, all of the proceeds except for 3% will go to veterans in need. So.
Well, great. We'll link to that too, and we'll make sure that we try and get people shopping on there as well if we can possibly do it.
It's just,
sorry.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, it's just a way for, we have so many people contacting us from far away that are wanting to help, and we don't really, we don't have a really, we're just so new, this is just an idea that started on Veterans Day. So it's a way for people that are far away to help, and we're telling people they can ship us, donations too.
But then where are you going to put all of it in the meantime? No,
Yeah.
I get it. I mean,
This
it's
is,
like
I
totally
think they
new.
call this the growing pains of
It's so exciting though.
But it's an amazing feeling. It must be. I mean, you guys are doing awesome.
It just became pretty big pretty fast, so we're just trying to accommodate everyone that wants to help out, and we're just so overwhelmed with gratitude and feeling so blessed that so many people are wanting to help. So.
Well, I think that's one of those things that I find. I mean, we're both been in the Army for a while, and I think that's one of the things I find. Like when I'm walking somewhere, and I'm really lucky. I get to travel a lot with the Army, and when I meet people want to help, but they don't know how. And I love the idea that people like in Florida, like us, I have coats that I'm not going to wear. I love the idea that there's an organization out there that will soon be like fully functional and running nationwide and what have you, and they'll be able to get these coats to somebody who really needs them. That's a veteran, and I don't know. I find that very exciting, and I'm really excited for you.
Well, and another thing that we want to make clear is we've had people say, what are the veterans charged? Do they have to pay? Or absolutely not. This is nothing against any of the other, donation centers and businesses worldwide or whatever nationwide, but we're 100% nonprofit. These veterans have paid their price tenfold. If they need it and we have it, they're going to get it. No questions asked. So,
well, we definitely want to congratulate you on your success so far, and we hope that it becomes the one of the biggest things out there. I'm really looking forward to watching you guys grow and do amazing things. And we can't tell you, as veterans ourselves, how much we appreciate what you're doing for the community, and really just everybody talks about helping in some way, but not a lot of people actually, get off their butts and do it. So we really appreciate it a lot.
Yeah, it's all about veterans helping veterans.
Yep.
I agree. And that's why we're here. So, if we're all the way in Florida, of course, in our 82-3 degree weather, but, if there's any way that we could help, definitely, let us know. And, that's why we're here too.
This in itself is a big help, so we appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Well, we're glad to hear that, and we're definitely glad to have you on the show. Thank you guys so much for coming on, and hopefully we get to talk to you guys again soon in the not too distant future, and you'll be coming, we'll be able to announce the CEO of one of the largest nonprofits in America. That's what we're looking forward to. So.
And then they'll be like, "What? Wes and Tracy who?"
It'll be the CEO and her husband are.
That's pretty much where I stand in that.
Oh no.
Well, we really, in all seriousness, we appreciate you guys coming on, and we appreciate everything you're doing. So thank you so much, and thanks for taking the time to talk to us.
We appreciate you guys taking the time to have us on and talk to us. I mean, it's a huge boost to us. I mean, it helps us get our name out there, and it helps us get recognized.
Yeah, no problem. Anytime. You guys can contact us anytime, okay?
Thank
Absolutely.
you so much.
Oh, thank you. We'll talk to you soon, I'm sure.
All right.
Sounds
Thank
good.
you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, so thank you guys for listening to another episode of the Veterans Cafe podcast. I'm Wes.
I'm Tracy.
And we look forward to talking to you next time.